Do you remember being a kid and playing Pokemon all day with your friends? That was really a golden period of gaming for us. Too bad we're getting older. But what if I told you we can capture that golden period of gaming again, but with a new element? And that is making money while playing games. So let me welcome you guys to the world of Aurory, Seekers of Tokane. Aurory is an amazing game that has a really cool battle system that's easy to play and fun to master. And Aurory is built for all types of players. So if you like PvE, it's got it. And if you like PvP, it's got it as well. So let me tell you guys everything about Aurory, the things I like, the things I dislike, and the future of the game. So let's get into Aurory, Seekers of Tokane. So before we get started, let me explain to you guys everything about Aurory. But Aurory is a monster battle game built on the Solana blockchain. And it has two main areas, and that is PvE and PvP. And in the PvE mode, you can go around, explore land, defeat nifties, and you could have a magical chance to get an egg. And in these eggs, you can hatch yourself a nifty. And as you start completing lands, eventually you're going to come up against a nifty boss. And you need to defeat this boss to then progress even more. And these nifty bosses are nothing like the other nifties you have faced, because these guys are strong and do so much damage. And as you're walking around, you'll be collecting crystals. And these crystals will be your guys' way to hatch standard eggs to get nifties to bolster your team. Because the more nifties you have, the more strategies you got. And the great thing about this game is, the PvE mode is a great way for you players to learn the game, learn the battle mechanics, because the battle system is really unique. And to you guys that played Pokemon, it is not just copied and paste. Because in this battle system, you have 3 actions you can do in each turn. And this allows you to have so much strategy. And if you're smart and predict your opponent, so many great ways to win the game. And this 3 action battle system is really easy to play and fun to master. And once you master it, you have so many different elements into the battle system that you never had before. Because when you go into the PvP mode, which to me is the end game of Aurory, because the PvE mode is the way for you lot to learn the game, get your team ready to eventually take on other players in PvP. The PvP mode in Aurory is basically the main focus when it comes to earning. Because after you win a battle, you will either earn Toke or Ochre. And the difference between these 2 tokens is if you use a standard team or a prime team. And it's basically the free-to-play way of the game or the paid way of the game. And your Toke and Ochre on Wednesday is going to get turned into Aurory. So once you guys get comfortable with the battle system, jump into the PvP mode. Because this is the main focus to me. Because the PvP mode is so fun. Because you can sit there all day playing against your friends or people you don't know. And challenging yourself to see who's smarter, who understands the game better, and who has the best nifties. And the thing is, even though it's a Web3 game, there's pretty much 0 pay-to-win elements, because if you're a free-to-play player, a standard user, you will be able to compete with the premium players, because all the nifties are exactly the same between standard and prime. The only difference is the amount you earn. And the great thing about Aurory is, it's free to play, and also it's on every single platform, minus console. So you can play it on PC or on mobile. So once you've done your grind for the day, you can go into bed and play a couple of battles before you go to sleep. So guys, that's me explaining Aurory in very short. Because there's so many different elements that go into this game, such as the community, events, and the play to earn elements, and also the NFTs. But we have videos on this channel that explain all these different elements. But in short, Aurory is a fun monster battle game. And if your focus is PvP, this is going to be heaven for you guys. So let's get into the things that I like, dislike about the game, and also what I think the future of the game will be. So now you guys understand what Aurory is, it's time for me to tell you lot everything I like about the game. And starting off, it's constantly being updated. The game we're playing now is just the beginning. The PvE mode is going to be expanded so much more in the future. And the battle system already got a massive update, and it changed it so it's a 3v3 mode instead of a 2v2 mode. I think that's great because it allows more strategies in the game, some combat potential. Because before, if you had a bad typing at the beginning, most of the time you're going to lose. But now you have a chance to win. And to me, that's great. Because this allows the game to be hyper competitive. And to me, a game that has a competitive scene or landscape has a recipe to be successful. Because all the great games that have like a long lasting period in them, so I'm talking Smash Bros, CSGO, the reason they live for so long is because the PvP mode is so good. And all you got to do is constantly balance it out, so then the players have something new to do all the time. And I feel the game has a perfect game loop because the PvE mode is built for you players to learn the game, get used to the battle system, and slowly understand the nifties you're going up against, because the end game is PvP. And that is when you guys get to battle against other players in real-time battles to see who's the winner. And the PvP mode is the main earning side of the game. And the great thing about their battle system is it's really fun to play and it's easy to interact with the moves and get things going. But the thing is, it's really hard to master. But once you master it, the game becomes a whole different beast. Because once you understand all the strategy that goes into it, then you can start predicting your opponent. Then once you get to the stage where you're playing a prediction game with your opponent, the game becomes really fun because your heart starts pumping, hoping that you made the right play and predicted your opponent correctly. See, to me, the PvP mode is the greatest part of the game. But I can't not talk about the PvE mode because I talked about it a little bit being like the tutorial for you lot to learn the game. But over time, the PvE mode is going to have a lot more of a focus because soon they're adding daily and weekly missions. And this will allow you gamers that like the PvE modes of games a lot more to have a way to earn and interact with the game and not have to worry about playing PvP all day like me. And I touched on it a little bit, but the battle system to me is really fun. And to some people you might think, oh, it's just Pokemon. You select a move and you battle it out. But it's really not that. Because you've got 3 different actions you can do in each round. And this forces players that play Aurory to have to learn how to predict your opponent and everything else. And when you're playing a prediction game, it's really cool because you have so many different random interactions. And it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to do this line of moves because I'm guessing he's going to dodge or reflect. And if he does that, I'm going to win. And then your opponent does none of that and all your moves mean nothing. And you lose randomly because you didn't predict correctly. And that's what I mean. The battles in this game are really fun because a lot of the time you're not too sure what's going to happen because the player could swap out or they could do a random move that you was not expecting. And to me, this battle system is built for competitive gaming. And if you don't already know, I've tried to make tournaments in Aurory already, and I already see the early growth of an esports growing. Because Aurory's battle system, I can't talk about it enough. But there's so many cool interactions that you can have. And because Aurory is easy for a spectator to understand because everyone's grown up watching and playing Pokemon. So everyone understands the core mechanics of 2 monsters battling. But using a health bar going up or down is really easy for players to understand what's going on and keep track. But then you have the interactions of dodging, reflecting, and the battles themselves look really cool and the animations of the moves look great. And the wonderful thing is the game is free to play. Yes, it's a Web3 game, but the game is open to free-to-play players. And that means there's pretty much 0 pay-to-win elements in this game. And for a Web3 game to not have pay-to-win elements is very rare. Because you can either grind the PvE mode to get your team ready for PvP, or you go to the market and buy your nifties so you're all ready for PvP right away. And the thing is, you can start the game as a free-to-play player, slowly build up your team with standard nifties, then once you learn the game and start falling in love with certain nifties, then you can make the choice to then buy them premiumly and start earning premium currency like Ochre that turns into more Aurory on Wednesday. And if the game being free to play isn't enough for you lot, it's also playable on all devices. You can play it on PC or on mobile. And for a game that has such a great PvP mode and has events as well, I haven't even tackled the events yet, but Aurory hosts events that allow players to play for like a week to have a chance to win a massive reward. And these events are super grind intensive, so you're going to be playing a lot of the game. So being able to play on mobile allows you to grind all the time. I know to some people the idea of grinding 24/7 isn't fun, but to some of you it is. And having a game on mobile allows you to play when you're at work, when you're on the toilet, wherever you are. That's what one great thing about Aurory. It's accessible to everyone and accessible on all devices. And lastly, let me talk about the team and community as well. The team are amazing because every 2 weeks, they sit down, show everyone all the updates and the things they're working on, and allow the community to ask them questions that they answer straight away. And I think that's great because that allows you to have some transparency in a project. And in Web3, having transparency is important. And in Aurory, the team is great. Because like I said, they do these little AMAs every 2 weeks, and the community within the Discord answer all your questions rapidly. And there's so many different resources and assets within the community. Like the Nifty app allows the players to know all the information on each individual Nifty. And the thing is, these are community made. So the community love the game so much, they want to make assets that allow the players to learn and play the game easier. So these are the things that I like about Aurory. But like all projects, not everything's going to be perfect. So let's get into all the things that I dislike about Aurory. Yeah, I know, shocking. Yes, I stream Aurory all the time, make videos on the game constantly. So why would there be things that I dislike? And that's because with all games and projects, there's going to be things we like and we dislike. So let me be transparent with you lot and tell you all the things that I don't like about Aurory. And starting off, we need a story mode or some lure. We just need some bit of information on the Nifties and the world we're in, so then we can start falling in love with it more. And this is the one thing that Aurory's missing. It's a really great game, it has great gameplay elements and core mechanics. But the thing is, there needs to be some story. There needs to be something for us to latch onto and to kind of grow attached to when it comes to this game. And I know, the team says that lure's being worked on and story elements are coming. But we need them now, because we love the game, we're starting to love these Nifties, but we want to know their stories, their origins and everything else. And considering the game's bringing out chromas, I feel with this element coming out, we need to understand the story elements that make chromas make sense. Otherwise, they're just going to be looked at as different colour schemes for the Nifties, where we need them to have the story elements that makes us understand the change. And considering we just finished the Halloween event, I want to bring up that we need some variety to these events, because most of them fall down to PvE grinding, finding some random resource on the ground, and defeating a boss to hopefully get an egg, and also get points to a leaderboard to win some Aurory. That's the theme to every single event. And we've been asked, and the team has kind of teased it and said that it's coming, but we need a PvE. No, we have PvE. We need a PvP event, because it's needed. Like the PvP bangouts in the game need an event to celebrate the thing that we love in the game. Because every time an event happens, the PvP people have to change and go to PvE players. So the events are amazing. The game's great. But the next event, please make it a little bit different to the ones we've had. And hopefully, it's a PvE. No, PvP event. So yeah, guys, these are the things that I dislike about Aurory. And as you can tell, the things I dislike don't really matter to me too much because, well, the gameplay elements matter to me a lot. The token and marketing matters to me a little bit, but it matters to the community more. So that's it, guys. Download Aurory now and start earning some money while playing games. But until next time, remember, be a shark in this world, not a whale. I'm going to catch you guys next time.